Hello and welcome to News 9's Deccan Vahini. I am Jisha Surya. Today I am with a man who needs no introduction. He is revered for his contribution to India's space program. Falsely implicated in the ISRO spy case, he emerged unscathed after a long fight of 27 years, a Padma Bhushan awardee, and now we get to see his life on silver screen through Rocketry, the Nambi Effect. Of course, I am talking about Nambi Narayanan, one of the finest aerospace engineers of our time. Welcome to News 9's Deccan Vahini, sir. In a recent review, one person has written that this film, Rocketry, the Nambi Effect, has given a closure it deserves to the sufferings you have undergone. Do you think so?
Yeah, actually it is not the closure to the different incidents. It gives you in a way chronologically the events which led me to this situation. I wouldn't call it as closure because why? Because the closure is something else. It is not yet closed. I think the closure it is at the verge of getting closed because there was a Supreme Court judgment, then there was a commission, and the commission's findings were approved by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has accepted the committee's findings as preliminary inquiry, meaning that it is something like you can straight away go ahead and file the FIR. So that process is on, and at the end of that process only you can say this is closed. So till then it is not closed, but it gives you chronologically what are the sufferings I have gone through, which means it is not only the sort of torture and then physical, mental after the arrest, but before the arrest, when I started my career with a liquid engine, which is very small, 600 kg, I think you can understand. Other than the thrust, that thrust is 600 kg. Now from there we reached the thrust of 60 tons, that is 60,000 kg. Today that is what is called the Vikas engine, which is a roaring success in the ISRO's history. It is a workhorse engine. So in that process you can see really the sufferings. If you are really applying your mind to that, you will find there are financial difficulties, there are policy discussions, policy difficulties, and there were decision making difficulties. And there is a, you are kept under side. For example, I made the Vikas engine, we didn't have any money, so we made a model. Then people started telling, oh, it is only a model, it can work or it cannot work. Then after sufferings I got 1 crore, just 1 crore. With that 1 crore I made a working model. Oh. And people say, oh no, it is still a model, now let us go ahead and then test it. Where is the test facility? You have no facility to test it. With that in mind only they are saying that this is a model, you cannot test it and all. But then I found a way in Europe, France, and then I wouldn't say begging, borrowing, stealing or whatever you call it. Their facility I was asked to use. I made them to give me the facility. Normally they won't do because it's a new engine and you have done it everything on your own. It may explode. If it explodes, it will finish up their facility. But still out of confidence on me, actually to be very frank with you, the French had the confidence on me, as against the Indians didn't have the confidence in me. That was the, imagine the torture. See, that is how the whole thing goes. But when I say this, I just take it out and then tell you that this is a torture. Because you feel, what is this? My own colleagues do not believe me. And somebody else who just happened to work with me for 3 years believe me. So the sad state of affairs makes you really sad. So that way it is a situation, yes.
So coming to this film, it has not just depicted the ISRO spy case, your incarceration, your sufferings, your fight for justice, but it has also given equal prominence to your contribution as a space scientist. Recently when I saw the interview of director R Madhavan, he said that when somebody Googles Nambi Narayanan's name, the first thing that appears is the spy case, and I wanted to change that. Does that film did justice to you in that way?
I think so. I think so. But it's not fully correct in the sense it is not. It is true that whenever you type the name Nambi Narayanan, somewhere it comes that he's accused in this spy case. Now it is like this. It is a brand. You are branded like that. Even though the Supreme Court has absolved you from all the charges. But Madhavan was very particular that it must be erased out. So he wanted to show the accomplishments. The accomplishments over a period of time, over a period of 20 years, which we have done, including the experiment with 600 kg and then the 3-ton flight, and then the explosion of the 3-ton flight on the ground, and Kalam's it is there. So when you view the film for the first time, you come to know what is his character. It has gone through this kind of a mill, and at the end of the day you start believing, oh boy, this is something great, and that impression he has brought it. Yeah.
Madhavan and you don't share any kind of resemblance, but the older version he has depicted in the film has an uncanny resemblance. Were you part of this movie making process? Did you enjoy this?
I enjoyed it. In fact, I should say the greatest credit goes to Madhavan, who is an engineer basically, so he could understand, appreciate and absorb the technology. That was very important. Not many directors can do. But most importantly, he became part of the whole thing. He became passionate. He started living like Nambi Narayanan, actually, at his home, at his various places, workplaces. He changed his jaw, and he changed his tooth. Then he changed his hairstyle. He changed his weight. He lost weight 15 kg to show young Nambi Narayanan, and he gained another 15. See, boy, you must accept the fact that he is not an ordinary person. So he started walking like me. He started behaving like I do, mannerisms. Very great. I didn't even understand at that time. When I see the film, because it is me, I can't really make out. But my children say that, or your friends say, oh, great, like that. So he has done a wonderful job.
Coming to your legal fight, and after this incarceration or exoneration, you are continuing this fight, and you wanted these police officials who are responsible for this to be punished. And you also wanted the real conspiracy to come out. So does that mean that the fight is still on?
It's a good question. I don't know. I don't think that the fight is on, because the fight is over. Okay. Now the judicial inquiry or investigation is what is remaining, because they have identified some people and they have named them as the possible accused. So that process is on. What is the fight is now a legal fight. It is not anymore an investigative business. So that way a fight is over. Now there is a small fight. I think it takes some little time. By the time it will come to an end. But
you believe that the real conspiracy will come out someday?
I wish that it comes out, and I am sure it will come out. Why? Because you see, there is in the first place, there is a spy case created. I am not talking about the real spy case, but there is a spy case created. That is a fact, correct? That is a truth. Somebody said it is Nambi Narayanan who did that. That is also there. And then in the end of the process they say, no, Nambi Narayanan has nothing to do with that. He is innocent. Now that kind of a seal has come from Supreme Court, not once, twice. It cannot be questioned anymore. If that is true, who is the culprit? Now somebody else is there, correct? Now that somebody else they are trying to find out. So it should be easy. I feel it should be easy. It depends where they want to stop it. Actually the fight is not between myself and themselves. Please understand that. My fight is over. Now I am not anymore, except for the fact that I am a witness. The other fights are among the people. People will be concerned. So I think that is the way it is.
Whenever we do some simple things, we say it's not rocket science, you can do it. But you did the just opposite. You know, you told this that this is rocket science. It's difficult to just hand over to some random guy. It's not possible. So how was it? How could you convince the investigating officers, or the judicial system that this is not something that you can just randomly pass away to some random guy?
Sure. I will, it's a very nice question. Actually, you think of making sambar. Your mother must be making good sambar. Now, have you tried to make sambar?
Yeah.
Can you make like your mother?
No.
I'm talking very frankly. Tell me, can you make as, why? It's a sambar making only. Boil some water, put some vegetables, put some powders, and then collect. Then you get to, you are not able to do.
Yeah.
So there is a technology. Now that technology, in spite of the fact you are a daughter of somebody and she is not hiding anything from you, you are not able to do it. That is one point. Now coming back, not sambar making, take for example the aircraft. We have 747s, 737s, 707s, etc. I hope you know, I will just tell you for your information. When an aircraft flies for more than, let us say, 10,000 hours or something like that, then they call it as total checkup. So they will strip the aircraft, everything. They will strip the, excepting the airframe, they will strip everything. Now from the airframe onwards, they will start rebuilding the aircraft. At that time, they have the drawings of the parts and the drawings of the major systems. Then also they have the assembly procedure, and in between the assembly what kinds of checks they have to do. Everything is there. Now they are making it. Who is doing it? Our own fellows are doing it. Our own fellows in Bombay, in the hangar, they do this job. And then the aircraft is pulled out and then it flies. Now, isn't it true that they have everything? They have everything, correct or wrong?
Yeah.
But why are we not able to make an aircraft?
Okay.
Why? Because there is a technology. Now that technology is not the know-how. In this case, what you have is the know-how. How to do it. You have to now get the know why. Why to do it. If you know the know why, then you are getting the technology. Now imagine, next third point, we went there, 52 people. We stayed there for 125, 150 man years. We came back and we were supported by approximately 2,000 people. And then we had the support of 100 industries. And we consumed a time of 19 years, from 1974 to 1993, to make the Vikas engine. Is it? Are you sure? Are you thinking that we have wasted our time of 19 years willfully, intentionally? No, it has taken that much time and so many people. Now, how can you transfer this technology in Meen Gutta? How can you do that? Is it not funny?
Yeah.
So that is why I am saying it is not that easy for you to give the technology. Technology can be available in the textbooks. But that is not technology for you to make the rocket. It's not rocket science. It is true for cycle making. Okay. You see, everywhere you have a process. That process, if you understand, certain things, you may make it quicker. But there are people who are duplicating certain things. But the reliability, repeatability, the consistency, these things, for example, you take the Vikas engine. At least, do you know that it is an engine which has never failed? Never. 53 or 54th launch was what we did recently. Not even a single failure. Is it magic? No. It is the hard work put up by myself and my team. And it is defined. It's a built-in reliability. In fact, we used to say, you cannot make that engine to fail unless you intentionally do something. So that is a proof. That is a proof. It only says, this is how the whole thing works. Now we have done it sincerely and intelligently and dedicated ourselves. Yes.
So there were allegations that ISRO top officials didn't support you at that time. Yesterday there was a book released by former ISRO scientist Mr. Abraham Muthanayagam, and he said that the chairman at that time, Kasturi Rangan, could have helped you and saved you, but he didn't do that. So why was the ISRO didn't helping at that you at that time? And also I wanted to know about the people like APJ Abdul Kalam, who had a personal relationship with you since the start of your career. How did they people like Kalam responded to you at that time?
Very answer is very simple answer. Kalam said, Nambi, I leave it to God, you leave it to God. God will solve this problem, you will come out successfully. You pray, we know, I know you. And then another interesting thing is Professor U.R. Rao was a chairman ISRO at that time, who was not chairman, retired chairman. And then Professor Satish Dhawan, he was also the retired chairman. And Professor Chandra, who was from IIM, and he is an ISRO man, remote sensing. You have Yashpal, who was the University Grants Commission chairman. T.N. Seshan, the man to the core is honest for his election commission. All these people wrote an open letter. They are from ISRO. They represent ISRO. They wrote an open letter. In that letter, they categorically said, Nambi Narayanan is innocent. Okay. So is it not supporting me? So it is untrue to say they didn't support me. Okay. But they did come later. It was not in the beginning. Okay. Because they were stunned. See, we are a community who is not a normal community, mingling with people, mingling with, we mind our business. We do our job. When a system fails, which I told in the movie, when a system fails, we know how to solve it. Putting our brains together and then discussing it. But when a man fails, we don't know how to solve it. We don't know. That is the way we have explained it. But very briefly I have told. But it has a deeper implications. You now have an information after 27 years. Right. Somebody who is a responsible person, right, he is telling that the then chairman ISRO did not do his job, correct?
Yeah.
What do you think of it? I think instead of asking the question to me, you should ask the question to the man who has raised this issue, as well as he is telling somebody. Now go to that somebody, ask. The other man is telling you that you didn't do this job, your job. Is it true? What is your comment? Very interesting. Now, I feel there is a truth in it. But what is my point? After all, I am telling right from the beginning. When the case started, I was telling that I am innocent. Yeah. And I was fighting two mighty governments and the media and the common man. We can't go on the road and we can't get out of this house. Imagine how you will fight. That is what the movie shows. I would say that no, I never believed the people whom you are referring to. I never wanted them to come to my help. I don't want their help. Why should I? When I am a culprit, when I have done something wrong, then I need the support. I didn't need their support. In fact, this is a very good proof that without their support, without their support, I have won the entire battle. Yeah. Now they are all telling, oh, Nambi Narayanan is great, Nambi Narayanan is this, Nambi Narayanan is that. You open the thing everywhere, you will find my name. So my point is, A, I didn't need their support. And B, this particular information, you have to analyze it. It will give you a lot of input. Now, the problem is that it doesn't stop there. It's only one example has come out. Now, if you open it, it will come more and things will come out. Yes.
Sir, you have mentioned that this ISRO spy case has given a setback at least of 15 years to the organization. With recent success, do you think ISRO is back on track?
Which is a recent success, you mean?
The recent PSLV launch.
That is going on for so many years.
Yeah.
So what is the speciality of that success? See, it is a 53rd launch. 53 times it has behaved well. So why do you call it as a recent success? It is success right from the beginning. Now you should call that kind of an incident as a success if something new is coming. Something additional, something, for example, if somebody has enhanced the capacity of PSLV or GSLV, I think you youngsters, I request you, before asking such a question, you should apply your mind. What do I mean by that recent success? And I'm sure sincerely you ask this question loosely, but you should apply your mind. You are actually, we are discussing something technical, and very simple example, we were talking about making sambar. If the sambar technology is properly transferred, every day the sambar will taste the same. Correct?
Right.
If there is a change, then you have to look at it, what is wrong in that technology. But I think the question is correct. I really don't want to misguide you, but I feel that I wouldn't call it as a recent success in that sense, but part of it. It is continuous to be success.
Okay. In your autobiography, you have written that after this 52 days of incarceration, when you came back to your house, your immediate thought was to commit suicide, and you have written a will, and then your daughter came and said something that changed you, and you decided to fight back. Was the decision, after all these years, do you think that was an easy journey, because other accused in this case are remaining silent, and what made you take up this journey, and was that an easy journey?
I decided to do one in my life after analyzing that this is fabricated very well. This is knitted, and how is it fabricated is because of the people who are familiar with the criminal system. Okay. It's not an ordinary man. You didn't fabricate it against me. You only shouted along with others, Nambi down, down, down. But who has fabricated this? This fabrication was done by people who are dealing with criminals for so many years. So they have done it very intelligently. So if I look at each corner, everywhere there is a closure. The door is closed. This door is closed. Also, I was not having the energy to fight it back. I never had the intention to fight it back. I said, hell with that. But then I had some duty to do. That is how I decided to do the. But then in the same room where I was sitting in your place and my daughter was sitting in this place, they knew from the will of the lawyer that something like this I have planned. So they came very quietly, very interesting. They came very quietly, they said, Papa, whatever you want to do, it is your decision. We will support you. We understand you. We have full understanding about you. But the question is, think only 1 minute. You are the only person who can prove your innocence. Nobody else. So if you do something without proving your innocence, then we will live as the children of a spy. And our generations will be called as spies. I found there is a very good logic in what she said. Then I said, all right, come what may, I will try to do that job. That is how I changed my mind. And so that explains both. Then afterwards, the fight really started. I remember coming to a media, I was begging a media person, why don't you take an interview from me? Why should I? Oh, no, sir, thank you, sir, thank you. Imagine the situation now. Yeah. Now, what I am saying, that is how the mindset was. So, from that point we started working, and then systematically ripped open the case. And that follows, if they are intelligent to frame the case, I am more intelligent than to rip open that case. So I did that fundamentally. I started from the fact that why the hell you didn't do search on my house. Don't you know that if I am hiding something, you should have sense to find out. And then why did you do the same thing on November 30th and then arrested me on November 30th? And then you didn't even bother to continue the case. You simply hand over the case to somebody else. And why? You could have left it to CBI to do. Like that, they were stunned. They did not see the battle is something different. So they started afterwards defending themselves instead of affronting me. Of course, that whole story I don't want to say continuously. It is a good case.
Okay. So one final question, sir. Do you have any political ambitions? I'm asking you because BJP has been very supportive of your cause, and when PM Narendra Modi came in Trivandrum, he has specifically mentioned about you and the Padma Bhushan and all. Do you have any political ambitions?
No, I am not a politician, number one. I have no intentions to become part of the politics either. The reason is, it is not the kind of game for me. I am basically a scientist. And I want to continue to be a scientist. I don't have any, that is number one. But your question is not valid. I got the Padma Bhushan for what? Not because of fighting the case. I got the Padma Bhushan, I am qualified to get the Padma Bhushan. That is how the film is proving you. Compared to any other people who are. So, if that is the case, the Prime Minister is part of the system. Now, he is giving me the Padma Bhushan. Don't you think that he has a right to claim that I have given Padma Bhushan? So, you don't brand him as BJP leader. You brand him as the Prime Minister of the country. So, that is number one. So, there is nothing coloring there. You know, it is very funny. Sometimes, you know, somebody wrote in a review saying that Nambi Narayanan is shown as a Hindu. Nambi Narayanan is doing Prabhadam. He is this, that, and all kinds of things. He is a Brahmin and he is Hindu. Hindutva is being shown. Now, I just wanted to ask you, I am a Hindu. I mean, I have no shame in saying that. Is it a sin to be a Hindu? When I am a Hindu, when my story is shown, they will show me as a Hindu only. They can't put me as a Muslim or a Christian or anybody. So what is it we are talking about? Is it a sin to be a Brahmin? I am not a Brahmin, that is a different question. Is it a sin? If there is a Brahmin fellow, you just cut him short. And there are so many Brahmins, they have given their life for this country. Not one, I can give a list. So point I am making is, we are unnecessarily coloring the issue. We say Narendra Modi as a BJP leader, not as a Prime Minister. For your information, I will tell you. Forget about Narendra Modi. Do you know the present Chief Minister of Kerala has given me excellent support?
Right.
In what way his support is less?
Right.
He has cut down the fighting of my case, and then he has so you call me as a communist fellow? No, you are not asking that question. Why? Because you have some kind of a mindset in this. You want to brand me as a BJP person, etc. I am only trying to be very frank with you. Maybe I am wrong, but you correct yourself either in your future questions or in understanding the issue. Now, tomorrow you will find, I am sure, it may be a Shiva Sena fellow or it may be a party who is nothing to do with. When they support me, don't color me with that. It is a question of, I am happy to note. Actually speaking, Narendra Modi and Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, both are two extremes. If they both support me, don't you think that I have a reason to be happy?
Right.
That is it not proving that there is a merit in my case? Otherwise, why the hell these people coming and supporting me? So I am very happy about it, and I have no indications or inclinations to color myself with that. I have no interest.
Thank you, sir. That was a very lovely conversation. Nambi Narayanan has come across this interview as a person without any biases regarding language, region or religion. We thank you for your conversation, and we wish you all success in the future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.